Today is Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. Here are the day's main stories. Escalating tensions in the Middle East, where the United States has launched its 10th consecutive night of strikes against Iran.
The U.S. military says these latest strikes aim to further degrade Iran's capabilities to attack ships in the Strait of Hormuz. This follows President Donald Trump's vow to punish Iran for the recent deaths of 3 U.S. soldiers. U.S. Central Command stated its latest actions targeted Iranian military command centers, maritime capabilities, missile and drone launch sites, and air defense systems. In response, Iran's state news agency IRNA reported that Iran struck 2 oil tankers in the waterway, as well as U.S. military assets in Bahrain, Kuwait, and Jordan. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian declared Iran is now fighting a full-scale war with the United States. Separately, Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen announced a, quote, maritime embargo against Saudi Arabia, threatening to close the Bab al-Mandab Strait, a crucial gateway for Red Sea shipping. Saudi Arabia's foreign ministry condemned the allegation, vowing to protect its ships.
Shifting to North America, President Donald Trump has imposed a 50% tariff on a wide range of goods imported from Canada.
President Trump described the move as retaliation for what he called unequal treatment of U.S. cars, dairy, and alcohol. The tariffs target everyday consumer items such as wine and hockey sticks, along with industrial goods like cement. However, key Canadian exports including energy, potash, critical minerals, and fish will be spared. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney responded by saying Canada stood ready to intensify trade talks with the U.S. in the coming weeks. The White House stated the duties would take effect in 30 days. This marks a significant escalation in trade tensions between the 2 North American neighbors. While the U.S. Supreme Court earlier this year ruled many of Trump's globally imposed tariffs were illegally enacted, this latest action uses a different, untested law.
In Eastern Europe, Ukraine has launched a drone swarm attack on Moscow. 3 Chinese nationals were among the 10 people injured in the strikes.
A tragic update from Guyana, where at least 27 people have drowned after a passenger ferry capsized off the coast on Saturday night. Prime Minister Mark Phillips confirmed 69 people aboard the MV Barima were rescued, but 83 more remain missing. Divers are continuing to search the site. An investigation has been launched, with Public Works Minister Juan Edghill expressing anger at those who operated the ferry, accusing them of trying to, quote, cheat the system. He added that the ferry's captain and at least 1 crew member tested positive for cannabis.
Turning to celebration, Spain's World Cup winning soccer team returned home yesterday to a hero's welcome. An estimated crowd of almost 2 million people lined the streets of Madrid to greet the squad. The 26 players and their coaching staff met with the country's royals and Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez before boarding an open-top bus for a raucous parade through the capital. Spain coach Luis de la Fuente said it had been an emotional and proud experience to represent a wonderful country with such passionate and devoted fans.
Powerball ticket sales begin today in the United Kingdom. This expansion, through an agreement between the Multi-State Lottery Association in the US and Allwyn UK, marks the first time a lottery outside the US will contribute to the Powerball jackpot. UK players will now have a chance at the same massive jackpots as US players, with Wednesday night's drawing being the first open to them.
In Greece, police say a man stabbed 2 tourists near the ancient Acropolis in Athens. Details on the victims' conditions have not yet been released.
In New York City, a former U.S. Army soldier has been arrested after igniting a fire in front of a federal building in Manhattan. Officials say Andrew Arabaka, 43, allegedly shot a pellet gun and set off fireworks yesterday morning at 26 Federal Plaza, which houses offices for the Federal Bureau of Investigation and Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Federal agents tackled Arabaka, who was reportedly armed with a machete and other weapons. 3 people sustained minor injuries in the incident.
A major drug trafficking conviction in the United States. Notorious drug cartel leader Ismael Zambada, known as El Mayo and a co-founder of the Sinaloa cartel, has been sentenced to life in a U.S. prison. He was also ordered to pay $15 billion after admitting to sending vast amounts of drugs to the U.S.
In India, thousands of cockroach activists marched on the parliament in Delhi yesterday, where police reportedly attacked protesters. The demonstration continued, a day after initial clashes with authorities.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is reportedly reviewing 11 candidates to replace the country's commander-in-chief, Oleksandr Syrsky. This comes as Syrsky is expected to lose his position following a week of protests.
And in the United Kingdom, Andy Burnham has officially become the new prime minister. His appointment follows comments from U.S. President Donald Trump, who recently criticized Britain as a, quote, poverty-stricken disaster. That was the NDP Media News Digest. Thanks for listening.